The Sylvester Stallone Podcast, back from the dead. Gabriel Luna reveals a secret. And some very good news about our amazing movie-picking producer. All this and more on today's How Did This Get Made? Last Looks. Hit the theme! Sylvester Stallone Summer.
Expendables and over the top. The specialist to stop or my mom will pop. Demolition Man and Judge Dredd 2. Tango and Cash are coming for you. Driven and Oscar, don't forget Rhinestone. It's a summer.
Sylvester Stallone Summer. Hello, all my gallery urchins. I'm your host, Paul Scheer, and welcome to How Did This Get Made? Last Looks on location. That's right. I am recording this from a laundry room in Vancouver because I can't stop working. That's right. I'm on vacation. They say you got to do another Last Look. So I get in the laundry room. I get my stuff together. Why? Because I don't stop. Just like you don't stop. You, the listener, you are going to get a chance today to voice your issues on Oscar, a movie where the character Oscar was absent, just like this movie was absent from the Oscars. Bam! Thank you, Sean McBee, for that alt movie tagline. I mean, I don't know if that's a tagline as much as it is a movie burn. We should maybe open it up, Scott. It shouldn't just be taglines. Let's get the roast jokes going. I love this. Big shout out to the Action Jackson 5. They always bring the heat, and they're helping us kick off Stallone Summer with a Sly-centric opening theme song. I love that. That was awesome. And you know what? I don't think it can be displaced. But if you think, oh, I'm better than the Action Jackson 5, well, guess what? Take a shot. See if you have what it takes to create a How Did This Get Made? Last Looks theme song. Just go to hdtgm.com and click the Submit a Song button on our homepage. Remember, keep them short. 15 to 20 seconds is best. And if you need to talk Stallone, if you need to get out your concerns, your worries about anything in the How Did This Get Made world, well, you just go to Discord at discord.gg/hdtgm. We got so much on today's show, but first, some very good news. Our friend Andrew, who is Averil's partner on Movie Bitches, wrote us this week and actually posted on the Movie Bitches Instagram account about Averil. A little update. Averil just got some amazing MRI results that showed no more tumors or growth. She is recuperating really, really well. And I just want to say thank you so much to our entire How Did This Get Made audience from all around the world who have reached out and brought some joy into Averil's day. It has meant the world to her. It has meant the world to us. For the people who have gotten up at the live shows and dedicated songs to Averil, it has been incredibly overwhelming. When I got this news the other day, I was just overjoyed. So I wanted to say thank you so much for everyone sending her good wishes. We can continue sending her good wishes. She has a long road to recovery, but it has made a giant difference. I said difference twice, but it's made a giant difference. So we really appreciate that. Now, we also today are going to talk about some other stuff. That's right. We're going to be talking about Oscar. We're going to really get into this film. We're really going to dive into what it got wrong. And there are so many things. My friend Drew reached out to me this week and said he worked in a theater in LA, or in the LA outskirts, where they were testing this movie. And he saw a cut that was 20 minutes longer. So how about that? So at the end of this episode, we will, of course, announce our next film. But to start Stallone Summer off with a bang, I have a very special treat to share. About 10 years ago, I started a podcast called the Sylvester Stallone Podcast. It's a miniseries with the goal of talking to Sylvester Stallone about all of his amazing work. It was something that was really hard to do, but I was so happy that I got to, get inside the mind of one of our greatest actors. And I've edited some highlights right now of the Sylvester Stallone Podcast. It has not been available anywhere in many, many years. I have unearthed it from the Wolf Pop Vault. Now, Wolf Pop was a failed podcast network that was launched in tandem with Earwolf that had some amazing shows on it, but I can talk about that later. Anyway, what you're going to hear now is a selected bunch of highlights from the Stallone podcast. You're also going to hear from people like Nick Kroll, Rob Huebel, and, of course, the one and only June Diane Raphael. So stick around because you don't want to miss it. Now, I want to thank everybody for buying tickets for How Did This Get Made and Dinosaur. People have been so amazing. I know times are tight right now. You guys have been supporting us so much. So I just want to say thank you. I have nothing to plug, but I just want to say you are all absolutely amazing. And if you are still looking for an address for Averil, if you still want to send her something, you can always email her at andrew@moviebitches.xyz. He will give her anything that you send. And you can always send her something at P.O. Box 641 Agora Hills, California, 91376. Okay. So send her a message. Tell her congratulations. Keep her spirits up. You've done an amazing job. And I think that it really, really is helping. All right. Let's get into it. Last week, we talked at length about Oscar. Well, we had questions and we might have even missed a few things. Here is your chance to set us straight. Fact check us, if you will. It is now time for Corrections and Omissions.
Corrections and Omissions. Yeah.
Thank you, Alon Osborne, for that short but sweet theme song. Let's go to the Discord. Rob from Long Island writes, in response to the idea that sex cures pimples, it was cliche for a long time that having pimples is an indication that you're not having sex. There's even a line from a song in Little Shop of Horrors that says, a little nookie can clean up those zits. Wow, it's a really catchy little phrase. However, according to the Google machine, the notion that sex cures pimples is a common myth that is not supported by scientific evidence. While sexual activity does have several positive effects on the body that might indirectly improve skin health, it doesn't directly treat or prevent acne. Okay, interesting. I mean, yeah, sure, that all makes sense. Now, Dr. Guts 1003 adds, I assumed the implication was that teenagers get pimples and that once you have sex, you become a man, or Dr. Guts, a woman, which would mean that your pimples vanish at that point. Okay, very interesting. I like it. I get it. But, for all those people out there that are doing hardcore fucking to get rid of their pimples, you got to stop. You got to just take care of it. You just can't 69 the pimples out of there. Johnny Unusual writes, in talking about how weird it is to keep the claymation opera singer in the corner of the screen for most of the credits, I'd like to add it's also weird to pay that much for animation to have no jokes or anything exciting for him to do. What was the point? They don't even bring him back for the end of the film as a bookend. Even though the end credits feature more of that same singer, you probably could have had that same effect with an opera singer doing it for less money. Now, I love animation and rarely ask for less of it in the films, but it's confounding to have no funny business nor exciting visual flair. Here's what I thought. I didn't bring this up in the show. I feel like this was a friend of the production, right? Stallone met a guy in France who does claymation. I don't know why it was France. And he's like, oh, you gotta make it from a movie. It'll be great to have you in a movie, claymation guy. Or like he saw the California Raisins and was like, oh, maybe I could be a raisin. Maybe he was a raisin. Was he a raisin? I think he was in that puppet show where they all look like they had melted faces. Anyway, that was a favor. I know it was a favor. But what was so weird was, like, as an animator, you're right. You would think maybe you could put a joke in there. I don't know. We need to get to the bottom of that. That's what I need somebody to figure out. Cash Money Coward writes, you talked about how weird it was for the guy who wanted to convert the cash into jewels. This made me think about how pimps and gang members often flaunt their jewelry, which is seen as a sign of opulence. But actually, it stems from the thought that if arrested by police, the cops can take your cash, but they have to give your jewelry back. Wow. All right. Cash Money Coward bringing in some very important information. By the way, my grandfather was involved in a very serious money laundering scheme, which is a whole other story that I can't get into. But the person above him, the real guilty person who did jail time, all of his assets were in things like gold pens, and he had a vintage phonograph record. So that does make sense. And it's just not for pimps and gang members. It's for the white-collar criminals as well. SS Lizard writes, in the older French version of the movie, the daughter actually gets with Oscar in the end, and the accountant in the French movie steals 60 million francs, which is equal to $1 million. So the $50,000 seems measly in comparison. wow, SS Lizard, yeah, why would they lower the money? Why not make it a lot more money? Oh, wait, you know what? I think that the French version was in modern times. I think that that's the difference. I think? I'm not sure. Dr. Guts is chiming in again, not just an acne expert, but also wants to say, in the episode, they lament over the fact the film is lacking in stakes. A glaring example of this to me is the fact that Snaps never seems concerned or even aware of the fact the police have staked out his house. Given how many people are going in and out of his house in just a span of a few hours, it would have made the film so much better if Snaps had been either worried or strategic about who was seen coming and going, or at the very least have him acknowledge that they're watching by waving to them or taunting them. Oh, Dr. Guts, you just came up with a great set piece. Just how do the people get in and out of the house? I love that. But again, it feels like that might have been added at the very end. Oh, I guess it couldn't have been. I don't know. This movie is bad. Right? It is legit bad. And we always talk about this. Like, it's so easy to, make light of, plot holes, but these are giant plot holes. These are plot holes these are not like the microscopic plot holes that when you see people like talking about the new James Gunn Superman. So, well, technically, no, this is like right in front of your face. Danny the Wall writes, the original Danny DeVito version of the movie would have been great, but my first round draft for an alternate to Sly would be Nathan Lane. Oh, that's great. By the way, maybe even like a more modern, like a Birdcage era Nathan Lane. Although I think Lane was still doing Broadway at that time, and I'm sure the studios would have wanted a name with a bigger draw. Maybe Kevin Kline then, or if we couldn't get him, Michael Keaton, because he's the best. Whoa, Michael Keaton, Johnny Dangerously. I know we talked about that. By the way, if you want to know more about Johnny Dangerously, Blank Check is doing a great series on Amy Heckerling, and it's awesome. Okay, I like Michael Keaton. I think that's really funny. But I guess he doesn't like read Italian. I guess he could have been like Irish mob. Anyway, lastly, we have a phone call about this week's matinee episode on Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. Why? Because it's Stallone Summer and we open it up about this. Okay.
Hey, Paul, this is Andrew. I'm a long-time listener, first-time caller. I was just listening to your Stop or My Mom Will Shoot matinee, and you guys asked why Stallone would have possibly done this movie. I'm sure this has been discussed by now, and you already know this, but just in case you didn't, Arnold Schwarzenegger really needed a hit, and he wanted to catch up to Stallone, and he said the only way I can catch up with Stallone is if he has a stumble. So, being the prankster that he is, he told his agent to tell Stallone's agent that he was really interested in Stop or My Mom Will Shoot because they had both received the script. So his agent put the word out and pretended that they were talking to the film's director, Spottiswoode. Stallone freaks out, says, give me the movie. And they let him get the movie because they knew it was going to tank. So, go Arnold. That's about it.
Yes, that is true. And here's the best part about it. After that show, Gabriel Luna came backstage. You know Gabriel Luna. He's a fantastic actor. We love him in so many things, from The Last of Us, Terminator, Dark Fate. He's in FUBAR. He's the best, right? He's on the Terminal List right now, and he was up shooting Terminal List while we were doing our show. And he came backstage, and he called Schwarzenegger to verify that story in front of us. Schwarzenegger agreed to it immediately. It was truly one of the best How Did This Get Made moments, to be talking to Arnold Schwarzenegger to get that rumor completely verified. Now, it's not the first time. About 3 years ago, Arnold had verified this, telling the Hollywood Reporter it's 100% true. And there's a great book called The Last Action Hero where he talks about it even more. But all I'm going to say is, Andrew, I'm glad you brought that up. And I'm glad that Gabriel Luna is a friend of Arnold Schwarzenegger, so we got to hear it from the horse's mouth. Okay, so many great corrections and omissions this week, but we can only pick one that is the best, and the best one from this week. Oh boy, this is going to be really good, right? I mean, there's so many good ones in here, but I have to say, the one that kind of opened my eyes, many things here, but Dr. Guts, you hit the nail on the head. The movie sets up the cops, and we don't really ever pay them off in a meaningful way. So Dr. Guts, 1003, you are this week's winner. And what do you get? Nothing. But actually, it's something. You get this amazing song from Sean Fogel. Hit it!
You win! Nothing! You win! Nothing!
All right, if you want to chime in with your own thoughts about the latest episode, hit up our Discord or call us at 619-PAUL-ASK. And once again, you can find our new song submission link at hdtgm.com right there on the front page. All right, coming up after the break, you will hear from June, Nick Kroll, Rob Huebel, and more as I bring in some clips from the long-forgotten Sylvester Stallone podcast. All right, we'll be right back. And then after all that, we're going to tell you what we're watching next week. Welcome back. By now, I'm sure you've noticed that every Tuesday we re-release classic How Did This Get Made episodes. We are kicking off our Stallone Summer and making everything about Stallone. So last week we did Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. Now, where are we going? Well, to another classic, Over the Top, with guest Bobby Moynihan. So keep on checking out all of our replays of classic episodes every Tuesday. And now, here is the Sylvester Stallone podcast. I made it 10 years ago, right when I had my first son. That's why I made it. I was stuck at home, and I was like, well, let me talk to Stallone. All you need to know is I did book Stallone, but there was a small issue. All right, here we go. So obviously, we haven't been able to contact Sylvester Stallone, but I actually am here with a good friend of mine, Nick Kroll. And how are you, Nick?
Great, Paul. How you doing?
Great. You know, we actually did Frank Stallone and Sly Stallone on Comedy Bang Bang, and it was really well received. And I thought maybe, you know, you might know Sly Stallone because your impression was so good. Do you know him?
I don't know him personally, but I feel like I know him, having done an impression of him on Comedy Bang Bang.
That's great. That actually is great. I think you're very much able to answer a question as Sly Stallone then. So this one is from Jeremy Lockhart. What is a writing day like, and how do you come up with some of your great catchy lines?
Yeah, Jeremy, it's a great question. I mean, obviously most people know me as an action star, the guy who makes pictures. I love to work in making show business, making pictures. But, every day there's a star, being a star of a movie. You gotta get up there and write it out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I gotta write it, do writing. So I wake up about 4 a.m. I go out, I go drink like 12 eggs. And then I come home and do 3 hours of buys. And now it's about 7:30, and then I sit down and write. The problem is I can't write so good because my buys are throbbing at this point because I've done 3 hours of buys. So then I do tries, and when I'm done with tries, then I feel like I'm really ready to sit down at the keyboard and write out. Whatever I'm going to come up with. It's going to be kind of another part of being in a show business, making a picture. So at that point, I sit down and write, and then my legs start to hurt because I haven't done the workout on the legs, and so there's tiny pickle legs. I got tiny little pickle legs, So and then I call over my brother Frank Stallone. He comes down and we talk out a couple of different lines. I actually got Frank Stallone here right now.
Hey, yeah, bullshit. I'm a really big fan, He writes great. I write too.
That's right. Me and Frank, we're like the Coen brothers, the Stallone brothers. People don't know that, but,
I write the lines that people say. He writes all the stage direction.
Yeah, that's right. He's good with dialogue. He's not so good with, stage direction. So I say, guy crosses, Arnie Schwarzenegger, the Governor, that's what I call him. I still joke around with him because, he left the business.
Yeah, and I go, hey, that's a good one, Stone, yeah.
Yeah, so I do something. The Governor crosses out of the jungle, it's on fire, and he sees a beautiful-looking lady, and then I'll have him say something like, she's the one on fire.
Yeah, I picked the wrong time to quit smoking because it's smoking hot.
That's right. Frankie's good with the catchphrase. That's the guy. He's the one who's good with the catchphrase. So that's how I write some of the. I can't do it on my buddy Frankie without ripping my buys, torching my tries, and then I go out for suits. I go out and buy a suit that looks like makes me look like a triangle. So it's all angles. I want everything. I said to my tailor, I said, well, give me a suit that's all like 35 degrees. Not quite 45 degrees, not a right angle. You know what I mean? 35 degrees.
Yeah, he looks good. He looks like a rhombus.
Yeah, that's what I say. I don't want to look like a rhombus. So, people don't think the Stallone brothers are smart, but we know things like rhombus. So then I go to my shine guy. I take it from the suit guy, the tailor, and then I go to another guy who's a lacquer guy, and he lacquers up the suit. He makes it extra shiny, and then I go get a new penis pump. And fill up that penis pump, and I go to my trailer and tell him, cup the balls.
And then we got a 90-page script, and we shoot it.
And we go shoot it. We get a bunch of international stars to raise the money, and we go make the movie. And it's a great time every time. Good for business, making pictures.
One of those guys one time held me outside a window by my feet. Said he was going to drop me on my head. I said, too late.
Yeah, unfortunately, Frankie's a pawn in a bigger chess match at times. But he's a good sport. But I love the kid. He's a good kid. Anyway, so that's what I do to, film for the day. So thank you. If anybody can get in touch with Brian Bosworth, I'm trying to get him in the next movie. So let me know.
I love the boss.
I love the boss. Anyway, signing off. Sly Stallone, Frank Stallone. Never quit. Follow your dreams. Torch your tries out here.
Bye.
I like him. That was fun. And so we got Frank and we got Sly in that one together, buddies forever, brothers, buddies. Man, I cannot get that the theme to Staying Alive out of my head. I love Frank Stallone is talented. He's a talented guy. Not as talented as his brother, which we based an entire podcast around. So that's that. I'm here with Rob Huebel, a good friend of mine. He works all the time in a million different TV shows and movies. And I'm sure that, Rob, you have met Sylvester Stallone, right?
Have I what? Have I met him?
Yeah. Have you ever met Sly?
No, of course not. He's a major celebrity, and you know that I have not met him. I mean, you and I are friends, and I would have told you if I'd ever met him.
Well, I mean, but maybe like at a premiere or something like that?
No, I would have fucking just mentioned it just now. We're talking about Sylvester Stallone. I don't have time. What are we talking about?
Just give me a couple more minutes. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to bother you, but just think, you ever how about was there I don't know, yeah.
I remember. I've seen his in a video store. I remember seeing movies of his on the shelf.
You saw VHS boxes with.
Sure, I can remember, in the late 80s or mid 90s, seeing things like Rambo and First Blood, and even renting those movies. So yeah, sure. I guess if you think that means that I've met him, then yes, I met him.
I think it's really. I think it seems like it really affected your life in a major way, right? Would you say that?
No, I would absolutely not. Let's be very clear about this. I couldn't be more clear. He has not affected my life at all. I know who he is because he's a movie star.
Right.
I don't stop saying right. I
just feel like when someone is a movie star, we kind of know who they are, and I feel like that makes you able to answer a question. I feel like you can answer a question in the mindset of Stallone, right?
No, stop saying right. No, I'm.
Just answer a question. All right, just here. Okay, great. This one's from Nick Bolton. He wrote, "What role took the largest physical toll on your body during filming?"
Well, first of all, who's Nick Bolton?
He's a super fan, a Stallone super fan, and he wants to know what movie took the most toll on Sly Stallone. So, what do you think as the biggest Sly Stallone fan?
Again, I'm not the biggest Sly Stallone fan. I told you up front, I know that I know who he is.
You did a movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme, true or false?
It's not pronounced Jean-Claude Van Damme, it's pronounced Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yes, I did a movie called Welcome to the Jungle with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
And he was an Expendables. So by the Kevin Bacon method, you are almost like best friends with Sylvester Stallone.
Okay, fine. What is the question? Which movie that I did took
not you, Stallone. But you're answering as Stallone.
That's why I said which movie that I did.
Well, you didn't do a voice.
I have to do a fucking voice of Stallone?
I'm just saying. All right. All right. So which movie took the largest physical toll on your body during filming?
yo, I mean, it's gotta be like fucking over the top, that arm wrestling movie and shit.
Yeah.
Because I feel like an idiot.
That was great. That was great. Like I feel like we really got some insight to Stallone. I feel like you do know him. You were great. That was great.
Anyways, it was over the top because it was arm wrestling and I only used one of my arms, so
Maybe you shouldn't use the voice. Don't do the voice.
Fuck, man. What? All right.
I think we got it. Let me
just explain why over the top.
Sure.
Because I only use one of my arms, and so obviously that arm would get really out of proportion with the rest of my body, and I'd look like a fucking crab, with a giant arm and then one little tiny claw on the other.
All right, great. That sounds great. I like it. Great answer. See, you do know more than you. This is great. I think the fans want to know this kind of stuff. Crab arms. Thank you, Rob Huebel.
You're going to get in a lot of trouble for this podcast.
No, I won't. Fuck. Didn't think he wouldn't. I didn't know him. Yeah. I thought, what positives? The positives of that. He did a great impersonation of Stallone. That was a positive. Bet you a couple of you probably tuned in late on it. I don't even know how you can tune in late to a podcast because you got to start it. But it may be like if a friend walked into the room, you're like, oh, is that Stallone? No, it's not. It's Rob Huebel doing Stallone. Okay. No, you know what? Positive energy, positive vibes. I'm keeping it going. Stallone Podcast is a success. It is going to be a success. Sylvester Stallone will be here. And if he is not here by Friday, I don't know what I'm going to do. Hello, people of Earth, and welcome to the Stallone Podcast. I am your host, Paul Scheer, and you might notice that it sounds a little bit different. Well, that's because today I'm recording the podcast from my home. They wouldn't allow me in the studio because I didn't have Stallone as a guest, so I want to... What are you doing? I'm recording the podcast.
Give it to
what?
Me.
No,
give it to
no.
Me. Paul,
I'm just doing it.
You're recording it in here.
Why?
Paul, please just give me the...
I'm just doing I'm just doing the podcast. Just let me be, all right?
Really embarrassing me. Please.
Why am I embarrassing you?
Really embarrassing me.
I'm not embarrassing you.
He's not coming. Seriously, what's going on?
Nothing is going on. I'm doing this. I have to do this. The fans want to hear this.
What fans, Paul? Nobody cares. People are emailing me and texting me. They're worried. I'm sorry.
I'm fine. I'm fine. Who's texting you? Who the fuck is texting you?
A lot of our good friends.
All right, you know what? Why are you telling me this? I'm doing this podcast because you know what? It's popular and people want to hear it, and we're gonna get Stallone. We're gonna get Stallone, and then you could tell all your friends, like that bitch Brianna. You could tell her that.
First of all,
what?
I cannot believe you just said that about Brianna.
You know she's a bitch.
Okay, this isn't recording, is it? You stopped it?
What? I don't get. Look, I have to do this. Please let me do this.
She's gonna freak out. You call her a bitch on your podcast.
This is not for air.
Oh, so none of this is air?
No.
What are you doing?
What do you mean?
This is so strange. Like, seriously, I don't know. I know we just had a baby. Like, I don't know if this is you freaking out.
I'm not freaking out. I'm fine.
Well, he's not coming on the show.
You don't know that. Do you know him? Do you actually have a Stallone story?
No, I don't have a Stallone story, Paul. There's a baby sleeping in the other room. Are you serious? Are you having like a meltdown? Like you've just become a dad and you're having a meltdown?
I'm not having
manifesting in this way.
No, I'm a podcast. I'm a podcaster. Okay.
First of all, you're an actor on a highly rated cable show. This is embarrassing what you're doing.
This is about me connecting with people, okay? You know what? And if I can't connect with you, I'll connect with somebody else. And everyone likes this. I don't know why you don't like this. And you never support me. You never get behind my ideas.
I really resent that you're saying that. I actually really resent that. I've gotten behind every.
Oh, bullshit. I don't care.
Dick Face Fairy and Human Giant.
Great.
I was a series regular in TSA. I have believed in every single thing that you have done. I just did a guest star on The League on FXX. I played Nurse Pam. Paul, I have been a huge supporter.
Okay, fine. You win.
I'm a huge supporter of yours. And I'm telling you, as your wife, as your lover, as your friend, as your co.
Let me tell you a story.
Podcast with you. This is not a podcast. I don't even know what this is. This is like
Breaking Bad. No one bought Breaking Bad. No one bought Breaking Bad. And then AMC was the last one to buy it. And everyone said no. Okay. So
you're going to wait the baby. You need to lower your voice.
I'm not going to lower my voice. I have to do this. I have a half an hour material to get through tonight.
The answer is no.
What do you mean the answer is no?
In my house.
I'll do it in the car. I'll do it in my car. Give me back that microphone. Give it back.
Give it to me.
Give it back.
Where are your keys? Give me your keys. Give me your keys. You're not going anywhere with this, Paul. You're not going in. No, this is an intervention. This is an intervention. No, you. For what purpose? So he does. So he does come. So he does come on. Does it end then? Does it end there? Does it start with someone else?
I would like to do like a Daniel Day-Lewis podcast.
Oh my God!
Because I think people are interested in him.
So let their interest be. Let it be. Let it be out there. Let someone else take this torch.
You know what? I'm going to go to bed. I'm tired.
All right.
I'm going to bed.
Fine.
Okay.
I'm keeping this here. You're not taking it. No,
me.
get good. You're not taking it, Paul. What's going on? Hey.
I'm fine. Just please, can you leave me alone? Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone now. Thank you. Are you proud of me?
Of course I am.
Let me do this. Let me do this podcast. Just let me do it.
I can't.
You know, I have been, I've been taking heat, in my home life. I've been taking heat, obviously, on the boards, but you know, the people who don't take heat from are the people that come out to see live shows. And I figured, you know what? When you get a room, I think there's an old saying that if in a room of 100 people, at least 5 of them have met Sylvester Stallone. I remember, I think I read that somewhere, or I don't know if that was in my meeting with Leonard Maltin. He said that, or someone has definitely said that. And so I decided to take that out to see if that actually works. So I brought us to the UCB Theater to find out who has met Sylvester Stallone. So take a listen. All right, here I am at the UCB Theater. And I am convinced that someone in this crowd has met Sylvester Stallone. Let me go out here and see. Have you ever met Sylvester Stallone?
No.
Have you ever met Sylvester Stallone?
Not that I can remember.
Have you ever met Sylvester Stallone?
I have not.
Have you ever met Sylvester Stallone?
No.
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 Have you ever met Sylvester Stallone?
No, I haven't.
Have you ever met Sylvester Stallone?
No.
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 Have you ever met Sylvester Stallone?
Not yet.
Have you ever met Sylvester Stallone?
No.
Have you ever met Sylvester Stallone?
No.
Have you ever met Sylvester Stallone?
Only in my dreams.
Have you ever met Sylvester Stallone?
No.
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 Hold on. Going around to this side of the audience. Have you... Everyone? Hold on. Have you ever met Sylvester Stallone?
No.
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 Have you ever met Sylvester Stallone?
No, I have not.
Have you ever met Sylvester Stallone?
No.
Have you ever met Sylvester Stallone?
No.
I'm just kidding. Yes or no?
No.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes! When? How? What?
The Broadway opening of Rocky the musical.
He was there, and what were you doing there?
I was just there because my friend worked on it.
Okay. Did he talk to you?
I shook his hand.
Did he look you in the eye?
Yeah.
And what did he say?
He just patted me on the back.
How did it feel?
It was a little jarring.
Jarring. All right, so I think you're qualified to answer a question as Sylvester Stallone, okay? This is sent in by a fan. What was it like working on Cobra?
Life-changing.
Great, that works. Woo, well, prove my point. They're in a room of 100 people. At least one of them has met and had an interaction with Sylvester Stallone. Thank you. Hot damn, what do you think? I told you. That phrase is right. In a room of a couple hundred people, at least 5 of them have met Sylvester Stallone. And what a great story. I mean, I feel like we got, for the first time, I feel like reinvigorated that we've figured this out. And I'm going into the weekend happy and purposeful. And I just feel really good about all of this. I'm so happy that we're moving forward with the Sylvester Stallone podcast. I am living in a hotel now, and I'm able to focus so much more on this. And I don't need the nagging wife. I don't need the comment boards. What I need is to go on this journey by myself, like Jack Kerouac. That's his name. Jack. She's so fucking dumb. Paul, you're fucking dumb. I need to go about this. I'm going on the road. I'm going on the road. I'm going to find him. And I am, you know what? I don't know the difference between a hotel and a motel, but I never stayed at a motel before. And I got to say, it is like a hotel. This is the Sylvester Stallone podcast. I am Paul Scheer. I am reading the tools and I feel great. All right, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that piece of podcast history. And don't worry, there is more Sylvester Stallone podcasts coming up on Last Looks, on next time's Last Looks, because maybe Stallone will eventually show up. All right, it is now time to announce our next movie. We are going from a Stallone comedic bomb to a Stallone box office bomb. Come on. I'm on vacation mode here. I'm doing the best with my puns. That's right. We'll be continuing Stallone Summer with 2023's Expendables 4, which was meant for Stallone to pass the franchise off. But guess what? He couldn't do it. The movie is great. It stars Megan Fox, Dolph Lundgren, Randy Couture, Tony Jaa, 50 Cent, and Andy Garcia. Rotten Tomatoes gives this movie a 14% on the tomato meter. And Adam Graham of the Detroit News says, this dumb as rocks exercise in violence and stupidity represents a low for the franchise that was already scraping at the bottom of the barrel. Well, Adam, yes, but also cool. Anyway, listen to the trailer.
Time to make our entrance! Enjoy the show!
Terrorists have taken possession of nuclear missiles.
Rally up!
You choose this life over friends, over family, and we never quit.
Hold on! You almost killed me! You're welcome!
Expendables, definitely rated R. In theaters September 22nd.
You can stream Expendables 4 on Starz and Philo and rent it on Apple TV, Amazon, and the Microsoft Store, which, wow, okay. Never really plugged the Microsoft Store. And on a totally unrelated note, I encourage you to keep on checking out Hoopla, Canopy, and Libby. They are digital media services offered by your local public library, which allow you to consume movies, music, TV, and more. And when you use them, you actually help funding of your local public library. So get an account, get on there. It's important that we keep our libraries open. All right. That is it for Last Looks. If you listen on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please rate and review us. Please make sure you are following us and have automatic downloads turned on. It helps the show and we appreciate it. Visit us on social media at HDTGM, and a big thank you to our producers, Scott Sonny, Molly Reynolds, and our movie picking producer, Averil Halley, and our engineer, Casey Holford. We'll see you next week for Expendables 4.